What is happening, dudes, dudettes, and dudes who defy description? Welcome back to Awesome Fun with me, Oz. We're here outside. Oh, sorry, you were inside me for a second there. We're here outside the Ghostbusters Fire Station exterior. Check it out. And now that we've finished the exterior, it's time to get to work on the interior. And I love this part. It's really fun. So here are all the materials, as well as some that I have already on me that we'll be needing for the interior. Once again, I will leave a link below, and you'll also need the materials from the last episode as well, some of the leftovers from that. So to begin with, we're going to come into the building, just make a check up there to make sure there are no mobs spawning just on the edge of those black blocks. It can happen, and creepers did blow up my face several times during the build. Now we're going to come over and start with the basement area where we can keep the containment unit for all of our ghosts. We come to one at the corner here, just come one in and go 1, 2, 3, 4. That's going to be our stairway. And then we're going to dig down to 3 below the floor level. So that's 1, 2, 3 there. And then start. It's got to be 6 along this way and 4 wide along. The next thing we need to do is take the floor out here, and we're going to place the floor here with, once again, our wonderful smithing table. Now that's our smithing tables in position there, and the next thing we're going to do is take out the surrounding walls and replace the walls with stone bricks. Now that we have our stone bricks in place, we're going to come over to the corner here, right underneath the stairs, take out 2 of our smithing tables, take out... Do you mind making the noises? We're trying to make a video here, and you're here with your rubbish trades. See what Wandering Trader has to offer. Podzol, orange tulip, sugarcane. There's a sugarcane farm right over there. Know your market, friend. That is a table that we've got in the background there. Then over in this corner here, we're going to switch to some iron bars. Place iron bars in the corner. And then we're going to use polish any random thing that takes your fancy. Next up is to put in our ecto containment unit. Now for this, we're going to need to take out these 3 smithing tables here. So the cool thing is we get some smithing tables back, because they are quite expensive to make. And we're going to put in red concrete that we have left over from the front door. 3 along the bottom like so. Then 1 bit each there. Then we're going to break out this block here to replace that with an observer with his bum facing towards us like so. End rods. Here we go. Here. And this is actually more for lighting rather than it being that particularly stylish. Then we need to take out this block above here. Pop in our red. Replacing them with red just to give it the complete red feeling. So if you place a trapdoor at the back like this, then put a lever above it and close it, then put another trapdoor right in front of it, because it's really hard to place a trapdoor in front of here without having something at the back there. Take out that trapdoor at the back because we don't need it, and this gives us our ability to open and put our trap inside in order to get rid of the ghosts. Now our next step is to put in a item frame at the back here, along with a void map. Now if you've never seen one of these before, this is a map of the void out at the end. I'll put a description in the link below to a YouTuber called Pixel Riffs. It's his video in which I saw how to make the void map, and they're truly terrifying to make. It's like you're putting ghosts into the void. So there we go. That's our entry and exit for the trap. We're then going to slap on an item frame on either side with a green and red glass there to make the green and red lights. And on top of here, we're going to put redstone comparators. You kind of have to be facing this way in order to place them in the right direction, which is not the right direction. They're always hard to place the way that you want. There you go. In the right direction. And then you just click the top of the back there in order to make it light up. And that gives you a kind of bit of red light action. That one's not quite in the right place. No, hey, there we go. 3rd time lucky. And just quick jump and press, and there we go. So we've got now our containment unit for the safe securing of ghosts. And essentially, that is our downstairs basement area complete. Again, we just have to slap some mob heads on here for decorative purposes. We're going to put a pillager head there and a skeleton head there just for some decoration. Now, the other thing that I like to do here, and this is just purely stylistic, you really don't have to do this, is we're going to actually break these things out and create some mobs in here in order to produce scary noises, so that tricky to get the mobs in here. What I'm doing is just creating a stairway up. This is probably going to create a stairway, yep. We're going to fill all of this back in later on, so don't worry too much about it. So we're going to create a hole here, and we're going to place down some trapdoors in order to trap the mobs. Now the thing is, you don't want the mobs directly underneath this thing, because it will be really loud and really, really annoying. So you want to make it kind of quite a deep hole. I'm even actually going to come down one and make this a pretty deep hole. Uh-oh, uh-oh. Oh no, it's happened. Look, I told you. I should have put lights on top of this black bit, because there is a creeper right there waiting to fall down on my head. Not today, sir. Okay, so when we get to the hole, we're going to put on a couple of trapdoors just here and here. And you may or may not know is basically mobs don't recognize open trapdoors as being open. They see them as a block that they can get across. So they get the mobs to follow us in, open the trapdoor, let them fall into the hole, then simply close the trapdoors up. And oh, one thing I forgot that you definitely need to do. You want to put torches down here. So we've got our little trap prepared there. Now we just need to wait for it to become night and then lure some mobs in. So I went all this way to try and look for skeletons and stuff. And it ends up, there's one right here at the base. Two right here. So we need one skeleton and one zombie. First we'll start with the zombie. So come on, Mr. Zombie. We need to lure you and the skeleton. Now the only bad thing is the skeleton can sometimes hit the zombie. Which we don't want. Like, exactly like that. Okay, now we're going to lead the zombie now into our hole. Here he comes. And he's going to be eerie noise. So there we go. Now the next thing we need is our skeleton. So let's try and get scary noises skeleton. Oh, he's right there. Okay, he's down. So now we just need to come across here, open this, name tag him. Hey! And in he goes. With that scary part over, I'm gonna hit the sack. So, oh, arrows. Oh, look where that arrow is. Oh, there goes my chance to have children. So now we've got this whole area patched up, and you can see by dropping our mobs in there, it just means that we can now hear around, groaning around inside our spook containment unit. So that is the basement now officially complete. And as I say, you don't have to add that bit in there. That's just something you can add if you desire. Now that the basement is complete, we're going to move up and do the ground floor here. Now, at this point, I must apologize if you like things that are very smooth and always on the level. This is going to upset you greatly. We're going to place Janine's desk, and that is going to be iron blocks. 1, 2, 3. Now, it's going to potentially upset you that this does not balance out. I'm sorry, it just didn't work out that way. I deeply apologize if you're one of these people that likes the symmetry of things. This isn't how I build it, and I'm not really that fussed about doing things like that. So I apologize if that's you. So for the desk, it's just 3 iron blocks. We're going to then put 1 polished andesite stair there, and with just a birch sign on either side. Then on the desk itself, we're going to put down an item frame like so, with a flint and steel in it. And this is the closest thing. If you could think of something that works better as a telephone, I thought this looks a bit like the receiver, and a bit like the receiver, the cradle and the receiver. Is that right? He's so old-fashioned, it's hard to remember. But anyway, that's the thing I think looks closest to a phone. If you can think of anything else, let me know. Now, a plant pot on there, and I think the wither rose is the spookiest of all plants. So it's definitely a worthwhile one to put into place there. So we've got her desk in position there. Perfect. Now, if we come over here next to the door, this is the point here where we are going to place our fire pole. Now, if you remember, the fire pole did start about here, so we're going to grab the end rod. Now, I do recommend Vanilla Tweaks by Azuma Void, and you can get one of the tweaks is what they call Endless End Rod, and it just takes away the little kind of, I don't know, whatever nubby sort of bits that are in between there, so it just makes the pole look nice and smooth. And then we're going to take out these blocks here in order to give ourselves place to put down the pole. Then we just pop a little bit of grey carpet over there that sort of matches the grey concrete like so. So we've got that in position. Now we're going to jump over to here, and I think what we're going to do now is put in our staircase. Now it's a kind of old-fashioned wooden staircase in the film, so I went with a kind of dark oak stairs. And to do this, we start 2 from the end. So just where this torch is here, just after that, we're going to put our staircase going up. Now, don't worry too much about the floors and things. We'll put that in as we reach that point later. Oh, this is not going to work, is it? Oh, it is going to work. I thought we'd have to place another block. Amazing. Right, and that should take us to the level that we're looking for. So we've got our staircase heading up there. Lovely. In front of our stairs, we're going to just put down, you know, dried kelp Egon. And then just behind that here, we're going to put down another 2 iron blocks just to act as a kind of, I don't know, is this a cupboard? I don't really know what this is. It's like an equipment container. We put our 2 iron trapdoors in front of it there, and it's 2 levers on the side like so. Put them down, and that shuts our box for us there. Excellent. Now behind Janine's desk, we're going to come 1 space, and then we're going to put on, and I'm definitely going to do this off camera because I'm embarrassingly bad at placing these things. We're going to place the trapdoors. Now, is that no? See, I've already started it bad. We're basically going to create a screen of trapdoors. Now, I have to tell you actually that I did this placement slightly wrong in the original bit there before. You actually have to be facing this way, and it's on this block behind there, but it's like 7/8 of a block, and this bit's here, and you're easier to do it facing this direction. See, the way I'm facing right now, so you can just crouch, for example, and close up that carpet there like this all the way back in this section and create a sort of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4 by 5 area like so, which is going to be Peter Venkman's office. So we just placed the same chair as for Dr. Venkman as we did for Janine here. Now you'll notice that you can't place the carpet there. So where you can't place the carpet, we're instead just going to replace that with red concrete to try and blend it in as best we can. Now his desk is going to be and it's going to be a oak slab in the middle with some stairs there. Now you probably find it easier, I find it easier anyway, if we place down a block here to use as a way of making sure that we can get this to be an upside down stair like that. So we'll break down thing here, just place any blocks, we're going to break it in a nice desk. And then once again, oh sorry Mr. Grey Concrete, I did not mean to smash you, my friend. Now anywhere again that you cannot place the red carpet, which is around here, actually you could probably place one in the middle of there, I'm going to test that. But yeah, anywhere you can't place that, just put in red concrete instead as a mask. Now is there a reason why? Oh no, you can't. Yeah, you can't place carpet there. I thought potentially you could. And then directly opposite here, we're going to take out this block and use our very expensive red nether brick stairs. Very special block to put down a couple of chairs for any guests. Now on the desk here as well, just for some kind of decoration, use the pressure plate. Looks a little bit like a document or a kind of leaning pad or something there. And given that we need to keep things lit, because this is because it's always good to have things lit, because this is survival mode, and we've got carpet here, so that's a good excuse to take up the carpet around here and put underneath some of our sea lanterns. So anywhere that we can, we're going to chuck in some sea lanterns just to give us some lighting spawning. Certainly while Dr. Venkman is in the middle of a meeting. The next thing we want to do is put in our cupboards for the Ghostbusters to get changed when they have an emergency coming in. And you'll see that this is the reason why this area here is not available at this present time. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 for all the 4 Ghostbusters. Then we have to, of course, crouch place in order to close up the spruce side here. Now, I did at one point have this as dark oak, but I just felt that there was too much dark oak with this here, and I think just place these across the top to give us our Ghostbuster cupboards. And then we put some signs on the stairs. So we're going to start with, and I'll probably spell these wrong because we're on camera, Venkman. There we go. And I think that just to make it a bit clearer so that people don't put on the wrong outfit, even though the clue would be when you saw your name patch, we just make those white so they're nice and clear. And we're almost complete with this bit now. We're going to do the rest of the pole as we build up. But what is the most important ingredient, and of course the most fun ingredient for the ground floor? That is the bell to let them know we got one! Honestly, I could just do this all day. Thanks for adding this Minecraft, Mojang. Thanks, Mojang, for adding this. I don't even... So we need to add in here is just a table there. with an end rod on top of it, and then lime green concrete to make it look like there's kind of these lights that have a green shade over the top that sit on the desk in the Ghostbuster film, and this is the closest that we can sort of get, and I think that looks nice. And we do need to add a few finishing touches, like some lights across the top, but that'll come when we put the next floor on so that we have a roof. And we do of course need to add Slimer. However, there's a little bit of finagling to adding Slimer in, involving summoning the stick god, which I'll explain later on. So I'm going to do that at the very, very end. But that is essentially our first ground level complete. So now to the first floor. Now I went and had a quick check of the other one. We do actually need to put one more set of stairs there just to bring it up. And we're going to make this floor here out of the same light grey concrete that we used for making the exterior. So we're going to fill, basically, I would start by just filling this whole area in, and then we'll put some holes in it as required in a second. So initially, let's fill in this entire area with our light grey concrete. So there we've got this whole floor bit filled out. Now the first bit we'll want to do is take out 1, 2, 3 just beside the stairs there, so we're able to get in and out. And then we're going to put the dark oak fence around here to act as is that a banister or a balustrade? I think a banister is the thing that goes down the side of the stairs, but a balustrade is what you call it when it goes around the top. I'm not sure if you are I don't know, a stairarchitect? I suppose architects probably do stairs as well. Anyway, if you're an expert on stairs, let me know in the comments below. And then we're going to go one space away. So we'll put that. This does work. You worked in the last one, man. There's always one stair, isn't there, that has to be naughty. Okay, there you go. So that gives us our stairs up to the next level. Right, so we have to create a hole here that is going to be where our fire pole is. We're going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 from the back, and then on the 7th, we just break out all these light grey bricks here, as well as, I thought someone was coming in there, but it's just the blocks landing on the pressure plate. We're just going to create this this hole here, like so. So we're going to place concrete, light grey concrete, all the way around here, from just one before this step here, right up to our edge there, and you'll just see that there's one little bit hanging over like so. Now we're going to come here, now that we've got our area around here, we're going to take this one brick out here. This is going to be where our door is that we place from the inside, and then we're going to build up this wall here using just brick, and this is going to be 4 high. What's that going on over there? What the? Oh, do you know who that is from last episode? Oh, I can't believe it. Right, we have to go over there and speak to him. Is this who I think it is? There's quite a few golems here, so it's maybe not. Oh no! What are you doing now? How did you... That is your area of patrol beside the Ghostbuster firehouse. Not over here. This is... You stand here amongst my Electro launcher, not yours. My rubbish Electro launcher. No. No. Get down here. That's it, right. Go, hey. That's it. Get back on patrol. Anyway, look. Here's Tony Stank. Right, he had to get leashed. This one doesn't have a name, had to get leashed. Because you just would not protect your villagers. Ah, iron golems, huh? Who needs them? Who needs them? So inside our bedroom here, what's he doing? Nothing. Okay, good. Right, inside the bedroom here, we're going to put down a blue bed. I think it's maybe in the Lego model, they are blue. I think it's something like that. Now, I do feel a bit guilty for not giving Zedmore a bed, but I don't think he was part of the Ghostbusters when the sleeping scene took place. Then we're going to use scaffolding here as a sort of bedside table. So just one in between there and then one in the corner over there. Then once again, we're going to do our end rod lamps, but this time, instead of doing the green, we're going to do the quartz pillar, because these look more like a sort of bedside style light. I'm too much in the way. There we go. Fun to bounce on the beds. I always forget that they're bouncy. Bouncy, bouncy. Hey! I love it. And then in the corner here, just for recreational purposes, we're going to give them a bookcase right there and a loom. I think if you do it like that, yeah, it kind of looks like the empty bookcase. And we're going to give them a sea pickle as a sort of glass of water that we're going to place down on there. And that's the bedroom area looking complete. Now we do have some paintings to put up around the place, but I'm going to do all of those at the end. So now we're going to move out to this outer area here. And in the outer area, we're going to place in a cauldron. This is kind of acting as, I guess, a bit of a bin. And I think once again, our void maps come in handy here for just kind of making it look more bin-like, even though it has this kind of nasty wooden edges. Then we're going to have another little cupboard here, this time a dark oak cupboard, because there's no other dark oak things going on here. Or no other trapdoors in use. So you get a little cupboard. Because I say this is just sort of the sitting and eating area. Now this is a cool thing. If you haven't seen this before, we're going to put down the end rod. This is just to act as up. Because this is the one thing I think that's difficult about survival and being creative in survival mode. It's hard to always place lighting. You have to place lighting everywhere, otherwise you get mobs, and it's difficult to always hide it. But yeah, this is a little thing. If you might not know this, if you put down string on the ground here, it allows you to place carpet on top of it. So you see, if I was to try and do this, it just, no matter how hard I click, and you can hear me savaging my mouse there, I can't put it. But if you place some string down, then suddenly you can magically place on top. And the string is, although it's pretty obvious right now that we're looking at it, in general, it's kind of harder to see. So this gives us a nice table effect there. And then we're just going to put another 3 chairs around the edge of it. Lighting that goes in the roof area, but we'll need to wait till we put the next floor on for that. And now is probably a good time, if I can manage to land on top of it, there we go, to expand the pole. Up a little bit there. Lovely. Now it's time to put our final floor into this build. Once again, on our next level here, what we're going to do is lay down light grey concrete, essentially just where the stairs are. So that's 1, 2, 3 there, and fill that in. And we'll just fill the rest of this in with concrete, probably leaving again a little space here for the pole. And we'll take, and we're going to take out the 2 blocks on the side, this block in front of it, and we'll take out these 4 right over here, take out this, and we're going to just put some iron trapdoors there because they don't cause the same bridging thing. And I think that's just a sort of nicer finish there. Then we're going to come to the edge of the pole here. We're going to leave 1 block of a gap there, and we're going to put a light grey concrete bit along here. This is going to create our separate bit for the bathroom. We'll leave 1 space in there where we're going to put the doorway, and we're going to fill the rest of this up by 7 with bricks. Okay, and there's our wall complete. Now you'll see we've got a bit of a gap up here where the roof is. Now what I did here is I essentially just built another level, all made out of light grey concrete, and that forms the roof of this bit and sort of gives you this space here. So I'm going to fill this whole area in line with this bit here with light grey concrete. Now that we've created this kind of attic space area, I haven't used this for anything. You might want to create an attic area, maybe yourself. There's not really one in the film, but what I recommend doing before you basically fill in the final block and drop down is light this area up. You're not going to see this anyway, so you can just light it up with torches like this, and it's so that's our attic bit there. We're just going to drop down, and then we'll use our scaffolding to scaffolding back up and just fill in this last bit of roof. This area back here is going to be our bathroom, so this is the bit we're going to work on next. Okay, so we're going to do our bathroom area now, and to do that we are going to use the door to it. Pop another 2 on this side here, and then we're going to place 2 on the outside. Oh, move back. That area there with a gap of 2 in between before we start our next cubicle. And that creates our 2 toilet cubicles. Then for the toilet itself, consists of placing a cauldron in each one with a trapdoor, iron trapdoor on top of each one there. Then we place a lever on the side of the toilet like so. Flick the lever down. This is going to act as our sort of flush. And then we have to, of course, grab some water, pooping into these areas. And that's our 2 toilet cubicles complete. Next, we're going to place 6 cauldrons, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 along here. We're going to place an oak trap door, starting on the, then our oak trap door, just alternating along the way like that. And we're going to need to grab 3 buckets of water. I'm going to place our water inside there. These are going to act as our sinks. And then I think what looks quite nice as taps above here, if I can find it, yep, is our tripwire hooks. So a tripwire hook just above each one there, and that is acting as our taps. And then along the top of here, we're going to place some item frames in the top of here because I think they look a bit like mirrors. So there we are, that's our void maps. We're getting a lot of use out of our void maps in this build today. Looks like mirrors. And then what I've done just at the top, because as you saw it was looking a little bit dark, is I've added on a 2x4 section of sea lanterns just hanging down from some iron bars on the top, just to give this area full lighting. So we're almost done now. We just have to jump through and take care of Egon's laboratory. Okay, so here we are in the laboratory. I've gone ahead and preset a couple of things here, but we'll start over here at this area. Now this bit here, I actually misplaced 2 blocks here during the construction. This is just part of what you see on the outside is detailing. And what I thought to do with this is to basically pop another 4 blocks along the top, and then if we put trapdoors all around the edge of it here, just our dark oak trapdoors, and pull them up, that looks a little bit like a blackboard. And then if you just come 1 block over from the trapdoor, you can place a 2x3 area of pistons. Now you can alternate between the slimy sticky pistons and the regular pistons. I only had 1 regular piston. We're going to place 5 of our polished andesite slabs to act as stairs, with another 5 upside down stairs on the bottom. Now this one here, this is not obviously upside down, this is a backwards one, and I'll show you why that is right now. So the reason for this is that we can place a bit of water in there. You might not know that you can do this, so this might be your tip of the day. Now that's a little bit of water there, waterlogs this block, and as we saw in my original build, we added on a little bit of this brain coral, which kind of looks like the pink slime from the Ghostbuster film. Now coral, if you place it without touching water, like so, it'll very quickly die and turn into, there we go, grey dead coral, as you can see there. But by waterlogging this block, that actually, the other thing that we have to do here that I've done just before we came into this shot is I just made the pole reach all the way up to the top of the roof, so don't forget to do that. Now the next thing we're going to do is add in our book area, and our book area is going to consist of 1 block there, with another there, another one there, and another 2 along the top. Then in this space that we've got here, we're going to place a loom, but what we have to do is, let's use our coral block to climb across here, is you have to place this in at a different angle so that you get this side bit here, and this sort of makes it look a bit like it's an empty bookshelf. Now we place our lectern at the bottom with a book and quill sitting on there, and this is in my original version what I had as the Tobin Spirit Guide, but I'll leave that to you to decide how you want to fill in that book. Now coming over to this side around the stairs, just Google it and figure it out, and in this corner here we're going to place a smithing table that just looks in my other version of this correctly black. These ones actually look proper black, and we put our leather pants and tunic in there to look like our Ghostbuster uniform, and that's that area over there complete. Now I'm going to switch over to this corner here where we're going to put our jukebox to make our slime dance if we play a record, bit of scaffolding for a table, an end rod to act as a lamp, and then this time I'm going to put a bit of yellow concrete, but you can use any of the variations of lamps that we have used throughout this build, and we'll pop an item frame in there. So this is our room for the most part done. The next bit of course is to put in our lights up here, and we're going to use the same format here, which is iron bar and now 6, and that is our lighting for the laboratory complete. So our last thing to do now is fill in some of the details on the shelves. So let me grab the stuff for that and I'll meet you right back here. Here we are, all set to decorate our shelves. Now of course this is really up to you to decide for yourself exactly how you want to do it, depending on what items you might have, what items you might quite like. It's really up to you. But how I did it is I basically went a flower pot with a fern in the top there, dried kelp block there, a mob head over here. It's my first use of the squid. Mob head here. Ah, isn't that coincidence? That looks a lot like the wandering trader from earlier in the episodes kind of head, isn't it? That's just a coincidence. Then we can pop in our redstone comparator. Don't forget to tap the bit at the back if you desire it to be lit up. Then we just do a repeater in there. Then we've got a bit of our horn coral fan. We'll just place that on there and it'll quickly turn grey and look much spookier. And then we put our totem of undying there as some sort of, I don't know, emblem of mystical spiritism. Yes. There we go. You can tell it's been a long episode. My brain is fried. Yeah. So now that is pretty much the interior we complete. There's just a few finishing touches we have to do with some of the lights, some of the roofs, and some painting. So let me get set up for that. And we're going to come through into the bedroom area here, where we're going to put in a painting. Now again, this is a little tip that you may already know this, but if you want to force a painting to be a certain size, like the 1x2 here, you just place blocks around it temporarily and keep changing it until you get the painting you want. Now, not you, Mr. Creeper. I want it to be that kind of nice night sky painting. There we go. That's the painting that I think is the kind of thing you want to see to help you get off to a nice sleep. So we've got a painting there, and then we're going to add another 2 individual paintings. Just one here above that, and it can sort of be whatever it likes. And we're also going to put another one actually here, like so. Very nice. Then we're going to do lighting in here. Now, just because we've already done the kind of sea lantern thing and we're going to do it again on the ground floor, I want to do something a bit different here. So if we come in line with our bin here, we go downstairs, just coming around like this, to just create a different type of lighting. And we're going to do this using end rods. So quite a straightforward, that's diorite stairs. Polished diorite is quite nice, I think. And we're going to come straight back here to create, I don't know, kind of like a strip light that you can see there. And I think that looks pretty good. Helps light up this area here as well. Then we're going to come down to our bottom floor and put in probably one of our most important paintings here. The painting of Vigo the Carpathian. That's just going to sit on there. Otherwise it's not going to work. There we go. Vigo the Carpathian on the first try there. It's meant to be. And then last of all, we're going to need to put some lighting in here. So we're going to need a little bit of scaffolding to get ourselves up. And for this, we're going to do our iron bar one. We're going to do an 8 coming along that area with the sea lanterns hanging off it. So there we go. That's our sea lantern sort of strip light that we've got going up there. And that is the build pretty much done. We've just got to do one extra special thing at the end here, and that is to add our friend, your friend, the Slimer. But the special bit is kind of, if you're going to have a look at the original build here, this is the bit that can be a little bit tricky, and it's something that you might not want to do in your game, but I'll explain it all the same. So you can see Slimer here has got some arms, and if you look closely, these arms are made out of, it was through the use of, I don't know, a data pack, a resource pack, basically through Statues version 2.4 by Stick God. So if we have a quick look at this book here, I just want to say a big shout out and thank you. You can get this from Azuma Voids. So if you look up Zuma Voids Vanilla Tweaks, it's in the data pack, resource pack. I can't remember which one it is, but it's called Statues version 2.4. So shout out to these. I'm not even going to try to pronounce that first name. Okay, apparently I am. And M Space Dev and Muki Tanuki. Yeah, that sounds about right. Who designed this pack. And this can be quite a tricky thing to do. If you want to install the data pack, you can. And what it allows you to do is mess around with armor stands in Java by using this addition. And what it allows you to do, if we place an armor stand here, is it lets you mess around with it in various ways. So first of all, we check the target, and we can see this lights up, so we know we're looking at the right armor stand. And we can do things like adding arms, like so. And if we add arms, we're able to make it hold this bamboo. Now, the next thing you have to do is take gravity off, if I remember correctly. There we go. Gravity is turned off for that. So what we're going to do is rotate this around until the bamboo is essentially sticking into Slimer's body in a way that sort of works out. It's not, there's so many Beautiful possibilities. So that adds us, that looks sort of arm-like there. And then what we can do is make the stand visible, no, and the stand is invisible. We've taken gravity off, so if we take these blocks away, it won't disappear. And then the important thing to do, make sure you do this, I've forgotten this so many times, is where do we get this? We're looking for lock armor stand. Show base plate. There we go. Lock. So the armor stand locked, and that means when we place the next one in, we won't accidentally start messing around with there. Now that looked quite smooth. I could tell you that when I put the original one in, it did not go as smooth. It took me a long time to get that right. Ladies and gentlemen, dudes and dudettes, and Enderman. And dudes who defy description, this is now complete, our Ghostbuster fire station. So all the way from the ground floor here with our trap containment area, all the way upstairs to our recreation room, our bedroom in here, up to Egon's laboratory and the bathroom. This is now complete. And of course, the best bit of all is sliding down the pole. Let's see if we can do it without taking fall damage like we did in the first episode. Yeah, perfect. So you can see that the pole is truly functioning. Isn't that right, Slimer? Oh, I'm so excited. And there we have it, dudes, dudettes, and dudes who defy description. Thank you so much for joining me for our Ghostbuster Firehouse Headquarters interior tutorial video. It's been a blast doing these 2 episodes. I hope you've enjoyed doing the exterior and interior of the Ghostbusters base. And of course, if you give this a go at home, I would love for you to share with me via YouTube. Or, you know, if you have any suggestions for little things that we can add in to make this build even better, me and Slimer up there would love to hear from you. Now I'll be back in the next episode, this time not building something from TV, movies or anything like that, but my own original creation, and I'm really excited to share that with you all. So thanks so much for joining me, and of course this is YouTube, so don't forget to do all the special YouTubey things. I don't need to tell you what those are, because if you watch YouTube, you've already heard other YouTubers say them a bazillion times. But thanks so much for taking the time to watch this video. I hope you had fun, and I look forward to seeing you again for some more awesome times. Bye-bye! Wait, what happened there? I think I started half flying. Jeez. Slimer, did you see that? Well, it's a good thing we're in the right place, because that was some paranormal activity.